Hi everyone! Today I want to show you how you can install metaexplorer for your team, so in the future when one person builds an app with code, the following people can use that and build even more applications, but without code. Everything will stay under your control because everything is being saved as a file. Both us humans and computers can read those files, and you can manage them with Git. metaexplorer uses popular technologies like React, REST and GraphQL, so you can leverage what you already have. Let's get started then. I'm going to head over here to the metaexplorer-starter template. You can find it on github.com/schneidercom/metaexplorer-starter, and you can then go ahead and click Use this template and enter your own repository name. In this case, we are going to make a repository for user feedback, for example. I'm gonna keep it private and gonna hit Create Repository, which will then copy all the stuff from the starter repository over here to my own username and the repository under that. Right, now I have this repository over here on GitHub, and to get it onto my local machine, I hit clone and open with GitHub Desktop. This will launch GitHub Desktop, and I can then create my local repository clone. After I hit clone, all that stuff is going to be copied from GitHub onto my machine now, and after a little while, usually it shouldn't take too long because the starter template is rather small, we will have the repository on our local machine. Now we should be done with copying all the changes, and we can hit Open in Visual Studio Code. That will open the IDE, which stands for Integrated Development Environment. It's a developer tool, but we can get into the nocode-editor from here really quickly. It's just a matter of installation. And that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to go over here to the terminal, hit New Terminal, and I'm just gonna say yarn, without the space after that, with Enter. And then it will install for a while. So you can get a coffee now, and when you come back you will have all of the necessary things for this editor installed on your machine. Great, the installation is complete. And if we rerun yarn now, it will tell us that it is already up to date. Yarn has downloaded a lot of things into the Node Modules folder, and it has kept a list of things it has downloaded here in the yarn.log file. We don't want to upload this every time we save to GitHub. That's why the yarn.log file and the Node Modules folder is grayed out. So everything that is white is something that we change and that we upload to GitHub. Okay. Let's continue with the next step of the setup process, and that is yarn that we call with a special commando, which is first run. What this will do is that it will prepare the files and folders that we need specifically for metaexplorer. Technically speaking, it runs the build process once. For our example, we will ask for feedback from metaexplorer. So we'll build a little app that can do that for us. So inside the apps folder, I have the folder for my organization name, and inside that I have a Create React app folder and an editor client folder. In the editor client folder, we can find another project that is the nocode-editor that we will run. Inside of this, there's the assets folder, and here you can see we've got our little image. Alright, let's continue. Now we can finally start the no-code editor, and we will do that with the command yarn editor. And what this will do is it will go into this project and start it, and as you can see it's named editor client, so there's also an editor server that will save anything that we create inside the no-code editor. Okay, this might take a little while. Meanwhile, I'll explain a little bit for developers how this is structured. As you can see, we've got a package JSON over here, and we've got a package JSON over here. This is because this is a monorepo. It means that we only had to run the installation process once, but we can have several projects inside of one repository. So we will have one editor client over here, and we will have another app which does not contain all the things that we have in the editor, just the app that we are building, here inside the CRA app folder. And now we're almost done with the compilation of the no-code editor, and I'm going to move my browser window over here. So when this is done, we will see the no-code editor here, but in the meantime it will still continue to compile. This is quite normal at the first start, but the nice thing about this is it starts an editor server, so if you're a developer, you can actually just continue editing the code and leave the server running. And that means only at the first start it takes the code from all the different projects that you can see inside this monorepo and compiles it. And after that, if you do some little changes, it will only compile the subset of changes, and that is usually much quicker. That is just a matter of seconds. Well done! Now you can use the no-code editor in your browser. In the next videos, we will turn a quick hand-drawn sketch into a working prototype.